There's a moment in everyone's life, a quiet evening, maybe after a funeral, or in the silence of your own room, when a simple, powerful question arises. What happens after we die? No matter who we are, where we live, or what we believe, this question follows us like a gentle shadow. It can come as a whisper in childhood, a pang of fear in sickness, or a wave of curiosity when we see someone we love slip quietly into the unknown. Death, it's certain, yet mysterious. We see it every day, leaves falling, pets passing away, people we care for saying goodbye. Still, when we face our own mortality, or imagine the moment when everything familiar fades away, something deep inside us stirs. Is this truly the end? Or is there more? A path beyond the horizon, a journey waiting in the silence. Across history, humans have offered countless answers. Some dream of paradise, some fear punishment, some hope for reunion. Modern science seeks explanations in biology, but finds only more questions when it comes to consciousness. And yet, the teachings of the Buddha stand apart, not because they offer easy comfort, but because they invite us to look deeply, to see with clarity, and to understand for ourselves. For the Buddha, the question of what happens after death is not a mystery to be feared, but a reality to be explored with open eyes and a calm heart. He didn't just talk about death, he encouraged us to contemplate it, to see how it shapes the way we live, love, and let go. So why are we so drawn to this question? Maybe because hidden within it is another question. What does it mean to be alive? As we begin this journey into Buddhist wisdom and the law of karma, let's put aside fear and step into curiosity. The truth about consciousness after death may not be what you expect, but it could transform the way you see life itself. Before we try to unravel what happens after death, we need to ask a more subtle question. What is consciousness really? Most of us grow up thinking of consciousness as something solid and personal, a soul, a self, something inside us that stays the same from childhood to old age. But the Buddha invites us to look deeper. Imagine for a moment that your mind is not a fixed thing, but more like a river. Each thought, memory, and feeling is a ripple on the surface, constantly changing, never the same from one moment to the next. Your anger yesterday is not your laughter today. The child you once were is now only a memory, carried by the flow. If you watch your breath or your thoughts for just a few minutes, you'll notice this movement, a stream of impressions, images, sensations, and ideas. Nothing stands still. The Buddha taught that what we call self is simply a temporary gathering of changing processes. Body, feelings, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness. These combine for a while, then drift apart, just as clouds gather and dissolve in the sky. Why does this matter for what happens after death? Because if consciousness is a process, not a permanent soul, then death is not a door that slams shut. It's more like a river passing from one landscape to another, sometimes quietly, sometimes with a rush. Just as a flame can light a new candle without being exactly the same, your consciousness can move on, shaped by the winds of your thoughts, words, and actions. Understanding consciousness this way isn't just philosophical, it's a call to awareness. If you want to change your future, you start with the stream of your mind right now. And when the time comes to leave this life, what you've built in your heart will decide how the journey continues. As life draws to a close, there's a moment when the body can no longer hold on. The breath slows, the heart falters, the senses grow dim. For those who witness it, the room is filled with both silence and a mysterious heaviness. But what is happening on the inside in the hidden depths of mind and consciousness? According to Buddhism, the process of dying is not a single instant, but a gradual unraveling. First, the physical body begins to fail. The senses withdraw. Speech becomes difficult. Sight and sound fade away. But consciousness, that subtle river, does not end so abruptly. Instead, it enters a transition, the bardo, as Tibetan Buddhists call it, a space between lives. In these moments, everything you have cultivated in your mind comes alive. Memories, habits, fears, hopes. The mind can become bright and peaceful if a person lived with kindness and wisdom, or it can become clouded and restless if burdened by regret and anger. Buddhists teach that at this threshold, the mind is extremely sensitive and open. Just as a plant bends toward the sun, consciousness naturally follows the direction set by its strongest habits, by karma. So while it looks like the end from the outside, for consciousness, it's more like a crossing. A passage shaped by everything you've thought, felt, and done. And in this passage, the seeds of your next life are already beginning to take root. Now comes the heart of the Buddha's teaching, karma. Karma is not a mystical punishment or reward from outside. It's the simple law of cause and effect. Every thought, word, and action plants a seed in the soil of your consciousness. Imagine a garden. Some seeds you plant are beautiful flowers, compassion, generosity, honesty. Others are weeds, anger, greed, jealousy. With time, the seeds you nurture will shape the landscape of your mind and eventually your life. When the body dies and consciousness leaves, it's karma that shapes what happens next. The habits and intentions you've cultivated, the way you responded to joy and suffering, how you treated others, what you truly cared about, become the invisible hand that guides the next step. Karma isn't fate. You are not bound by what you've done, but you are influenced by it. Just as a river's current is shaped by the land it flows over. You can always choose what seeds to water, even in your final days. This law is neither harsh nor comforting. It's simply fair. You and only you are the author of your story, writing with every choice you make. So what does karma do? It turns the wheel of rebirth, samsara. According to Buddhist teaching, as long as ignorance, craving, and attachment remain, consciousness continues to seek new forms. The you that is reborn is not exactly the same, nor completely different. It is a continuation, a new chapter written with old ink. Sometimes this rebirth is into a human body, sometimes into another realm, animal, spirit, even heavenly or hellish worlds, depending on the karma that ripens. This is not meant to frighten, but to awaken responsibility. Our actions echo far beyond what we see. Rebirth isn't a punishment. It's simply the natural outcome of the momentum we set in motion with every thought and deed. But every life is also a chance to learn, to grow, to break old patterns and plant new seeds. The wheel turns, lifetime after lifetime, until at last, understanding dawns and the river returns to the sea. Is there any escape from this endless turning? Buddhism says yes. This is the heart of the Buddha's awakening. Through deep insight, through ethical living and meditation, one can see the true nature of consciousness. You can realize that what keeps us trapped is not fate, but misunderstanding, grasping onto things as mine, maybe, and forever. The Buddha showed that by letting go of craving and ignorance, by seeing things as they truly are, the mind becomes free. This freedom is called nirvana, not a place but a state where suffering ends and peace dawns. Nirvana isn't something far away or supernatural. It's as close as your own breath, as real as the calm that comes with understanding. It is the end of fear, the end of endless becoming, a homecoming to the deepest stillness. The path is here, available now in each mindful moment. So what does all this mean for our daily lives? It means that every moment is precious. Every thought, every word, every action shapes not only this life, but countless lives to come. To live with the end in mind is not to live in fear, but in freedom. To recognize the value of this fleeting existence. When we remember that our time is limited, we're less likely to waste it on trivial worries or meaningless conflicts. We learn to forgive, to cherish those we love, to act with kindness, and to grow in wisdom. Every day is a new chance to plant good seeds in the garden of our heart. And when the final moment does come, we can meet it with peace, knowing we've lived with courage, mindfulness, and compassion. Death is not the enemy. In the teachings of the Buddha, it is simply a change of scenery, a pause, a passage, a new beginning born from all that has come before. By understanding consciousness and karma, by living with awareness, we transform the unknown into something not to be feared, but to be met with wisdom and openness. So what will you do with the time you have? What seeds will you plant today? This journey of consciousness is ongoing. Each day is a new page, each act a brushstroke on the canvas of existence. May your path be wise, may your heart be light, and may you walk this journey with courage, compassion, and the quiet knowing that in every ending, there is a new beginning. If this journey into Buddha's wisdom and the mysteries of consciousness touched you in some way, please support us by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Your support helps us continue sharing more inspiring stories and deep spiritual teachings. And if you have any thoughts or questions about life, death, or karma, share them in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation alive, together. Thank you for being here and for exploring life's greatest questions with an open mind.